God, what a great thing that we just experienced in Africa. Well, we saw miracles. Just a couple of quick ones. The lady was paralyzed in her left hand. Her hand was healed, completely healed. We
Praise
had
God.
people with back issues who were now standing straight up. We had people who were covered with depression, who were set free, were laughing, walking out of the services. It was just an amazing time to see how God came in and how He did just amazing things. But I was a little out of my element because most of the ministry we did was focused on pastors. And I'm a street guy. But we had one night where we were in a city called Bungoma, and it was our only night to do outside ministry. And so guess who went first? Yeah. They said, who wants to go first? I said, me. And we got up there. But before we did, I got to tell you this part. There was there was a witch that lived in the area. How many of you know when you go to Africa, you always come back with a witch story, all right? And so I seem like I always come back with a witch story. And so we had these people that were coming to set everything up, and one guy was driving down the road, and all of a sudden the hood on his car flew up, smashed his windshield, and somehow, by God's grace, he missed a bunch of kids that were crossing the road before he could stop his car, and spared from a terrible accident. And there was other things that happened to other people who were coming. And while we were there, the amplifier actually caught fire and burned. Yeah, it actually just blew up. It was kind of a scary thing. But they didn't miss a beat. They just kept on singing, kept on praising God. And someone went and got another one, plugged it in, and we were able to have our amplification, which was cool because there was the road, and then across the street. If you've never been to Africa, you don't know what I'm talking about, but they have all of they don't have malls. Well, in the rural areas, they don't have malls. And so all of the little shops are there, and the place was just packed with people. And I'm just like, yeah, let me get up there and preach. Let me get up there and preach. So before we did, after everything blew up, the amplifier blew up, we began to pray against the spirit of witchcraft. And just felt something shift. So we got up and began to preach the gospel, and it was a powerful time of ministry. We had a couple of guys that got saved, and we had a whole bunch of miracles that took place, and we thought, well, that was good. You know, we all got a chance to preach the gospel. And then we got home from Africa. We got a call from the pastor of the place. He said the most incredible thing happened. After we prayed for God to bind and break the power of witchcraft over that area, there was a witch who had been casting a spell, and she had apparently told people that she used a snake. She always had a snake that she used in her divination, and so she went out and she was telling all the people, yeah, that thing blew up because I cast a spell, and I'm more powerful than their God, and all that kind of stuff. And well, she went back into the house, and as the preaching began, the snake started acting up and doing crazy things she'd never seen before. The snake started trying to bite her, and was knocking things over, was just going crazy in the house. Finally got outside. When the snake got outside, it went straight over to a group of people, and they killed it. They cut the snake up. And she screamed, and she went crazy. And as she was testifying, she didn't mean to testify, but she was sharing what happened. They began to put two and two together, because they heard us praying up against the power of witchcraft. And so what happened was all of these people who were in that area who heard the preaching of the gospel. And this was a new church. They had like 10 people. We were there. We were the opening act for the new church, the first meeting they had. And guess what? The whole place was jam-packed full of people because they realized that there was a God that was greater than the power of darkness. And you know what? I don't know the numbers. All I know is that the church was filled up, and almost everybody came up to receive Jesus Christ as their Lord and Savior that day. So I'm going to tell you something. God is great. And when you step out and you go where people need to hear the gospel, the Father prepares the way.
Amen.
You know, the angels go out before you. You know, the Holy Spirit's at work, and prayers are going out. And I could tell you a whole bunch of stories like that, but Oliver has offered to let me come on a Saturday afternoon at the coffee shop and share in more depth about things. We'll let you know when that's going to happen, and so if you can come, we really invite you to come out and hear that. But I want to tell you something. We serve a great God.
Amen.
Your prayers, your intercession, the finances you guys sow to make it possible for us to go, made it all worthwhile, made it all happen. So you received blessings from the heaven. For every soul that was saved, every miracle that happened, every word that was testified, everything that happened, it was just amazing. And all I can say is thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. God bless you guys.